Welcome back to another episode of Excuse My Grandma. It's Kim and my co-host,
Grandma Gail.
This week we speak to a TikTok star. She has almost 9 million followers.
Which is a few million more than us, Kim, but we're catching up to her.
Yeah, we need to hit 1 million still. But her most famous video you might have seen, she imitates her mom and she says, imitating my Hispanic mom, and then does very funny things around the house, and her mom films the videos. And
don't give it away.
Okay.
Let them listen to her when we interview her.
Okay. Hope you guys enjoy. Okay, guys, we are joined by Kat Stickler. She has more than 8 million TikTok followers, 1 million on Instagram. Kat, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Kat.
Thanks for having me, you guys. I'm literally I know it's a podcast, but I'm trying to square up my body so you don't see my floor. It's so messy.
Oh, I can't tell. So you're in the
Okay,
clear.
good.
Exactly.
You are a mom. Your daughter, MK, how old is she?
She's 2.5.
Oh, wow. So are the terrible twos a real thing?
Yes.
Yeah. I was like, that's not going to be my kid. All those moms don't know what they're talking about. And then it happened. And it was like, wow, who is this child? Yeah,
They don't know
it's
where
a
they
thing.
are. They get frustrated quickly because they can't get the words out, and they go trying to, it's a stage. It's going to pass.
Yeah.
And then you'll get into the adorable threes. So don't worry about it.
Oh, I'm excited. She does have a little bit of she isn't talking as much as she should be yet. So we're doing, or should be, quote unquote. She's just behind a little bit. So we're doing speech therapy. And I feel like that's adding to, she wants to communicate and she's still learning these words. And also I speak Spanish to her at home. So she's learning 2 languages. So it's also, we're all learning here.
Now, do you think any of that had to do with the mask situation? Did she wear a mask the last 2 years? The last year, I guess.
Well, I guess she was a COVID baby, but she didn't wear a mask because she was so small.
Because they're blaming a lot of the young children who are 3 who are having a problem with speech because they were wearing the mask.
Or maybe when the parents wear masks, you can't make out what you're.
It was the
saying.
children also.
Oh, I don't know.
Also, there's been loads of articles.
Interesting.
On that. Okay, that doesn't apply to you.
So let's start at the very beginning, Kat. When you became what you are on TikTok, you started off with your ex-husband, building a huge social media following. And then after having MK and getting separated, your channel really kind of took off from there as being what it is now. And we love the videos of you imitating your Hispanic mom, which reminds me kind of what I do, like sometimes, using Grandma Gail as my inspiration. So what kind of videos were you making originally? And then how did it transition to see like what people resonated with the most?
I think I was just watching videos that were going viral and trying to see what I could replicate and like try to do it a little, I don't want to say better, but just add my like twist on it. And then people just immediately started gravitating towards my mother, and I was just able to build off of that. So they told me what they wanted. They were very clear. So
Who told you? Your fans?
yeah.
Okay. Because I saw one that was hysterical. I don't know which one I saw, but Kimmy showed me a few of them. They're adorable. What does your mother think? Does she get upset with you?
Oh no, she's the one filming and laughing in the background.
Oh, well, I heard somebody laughing, but I wasn't sure who that was. Okay, good.
Yeah, people don't really know, but yeah, it is her. It's her.
Okay, good.
When she's filming the videos for you, do you tell her beforehand, this is the joke I'm going to make, or is it all kind of a surprise to her as you're doing it?
No, I don't tell her, just because her organic reactions are so spot on.
Yeah.
I can't. I always
That's what you
surprise
do
her.
with me, Kim.
Yeah, I don't like to prep you that much because
she just, especially if we're doing the TikToks,
Mhm.
it's sort of going in there blind, and it's funnier, like you say.
Mhm.
It's more, freestyle, and people enjoy it more, I think.
Before
I
you
agree.
started TikTok, did you think of your mom as like someone worth imitating, or how did you first come up with that idea?
Honestly, I've just been imitating her since I was a little girl. Like it's my mom, so it's just funny to me. So and it's also my culture, and I'm like, raised, it's just I see 2 different sides. I see the like Hispanic side and the very like white side. So it's the dichotomy that I've always thought was so funny, because she gets these sayings totally wrong, or she'll try to give me these like profound life lessons, and it'll be the exact opposite of what it actually means. And it's so funny, but then you translate it in Spanish and
It makes
it means
sense.
something else. So yeah.
What advice has she given you that you actually do live by?
Ugh, I wish I lived by all of her advice. I think I'm trying to live by trusting my gut more. I do. I get a lot of anxiety and like I just doubt myself a lot. When I speak, I doubt the words coming out of my mouth. Like I doubt, are they eloquent? How do I sound? Did I say something offensive? Could I have been funnier? Should I have been more serious? Was it so she just really is big on trusting your intuition, and also like believing in signs. She's like, nothing's coincidence, like life will take you where you're supposed to be, and just kind of trusting the process. Try to live by that.
Wise. She's wise. She knows. She lived it already.
Yeah, mama knows. Mama
Yeah,
knows.
mom knows and grandma knows, but it's really life, and that you have to trust it. Now she also lives in Tampa. Your mom lives near you.
Yes,
It
yes.
makes it nice also if she likes to babysit a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, she's like, I'll babysit for an hour and then she's out.
That's all
She's
you
like,
can do. That's your patience. I understand that.
And
yeah,
did you
I
have
get it.
any relationship like with your grandma growing up or anything?
So my grandmother actually passed away when I was 5, and it's funny you mentioned that, because I was thinking about doing a skit like off of her, because I do have memories, but I also have videos of her, and she was so just beautiful and blonde and these green eyes, and she was just this epitome of like grace and class and style. And like I just remember always, my mom would always tell me, you're so much like your grandmother, you're so much like your grandmother. And I think it's weird because she passed away when I was 5, but I've always kind of, I don't know, I think about her all the time. And it's grandmothers, it's just, I don't know, it's like you have this strong connection with your mom, right? But then there's the grandmother that gives you both sides of the coin, that can see 2 different angles, and it's just a different kind of relationship. It's a beautiful thing.
So you also sometimes do videos imitating your dad. What does he think of them?
Oh, he's very supportive. He's
Mhm.
he loves telling people that he just meets, like people helping him, like an IT guy with the internet. He'll be like, my daughter's on TikTok. Have you seen her? Like he's been like #1 fan, very supportive. He thinks it's funny. He loves it. I posted a picture of him on my stories and he thought he looked so handsome. He's like, wow, good luck with your followers. They're going to be all over me. I'm like, all right,
so
Dad,
funny.
I'm sure.
It's cute.
Is there any mistake you think you've ever made on TikTok? And then what do you think is the best thing you've done?
No mistake, because I feel like anything that I've done, I just feel like if you're learning from it, it's not a mistake. What's the point of making it? You know what I mean?
And I think TikTok is also for fun. I mean, your little posts are not serious.
Well, some
some
sorry
I
to
know.
interject, but
Yes.
Kat's opened up about postpartum depression and some
Oh, well, that's
topics
different.
that are actually quite
Yeah.
serious.
No, those
Oh,
are
well,
Yeah.
that's different.
That's different. That's different. Then we're certainly not putting that in the fun side. But basically, they're for entertainment, and then hopefully you're giving some tips out as well, which is great.
When and how do you make that decision of what to share, and also like, okay, this is a moment where I'm going through something that I actually, should tell my followers?
I think, like, for instance, after my divorce, I did like a video where I'm literally talking and I just start crying because they're like, she seems so happy, like everything's, and I am happy now. And it was something that needed to happen, but I didn't want to give this false bravado that like everything's fine and I'm on my own and this is awesome, because it just really wasn't that. But
Scary.
no one ever starts crying and is like, I need to record this right now. Get me the camera. Like it's just not. So I think that's when it kind of started. And then I posted the postpartum depression, not even to be, just to like help people and like let them know what helped me, because I've never
Right.
experienced anything like that. And I think vulnerability really brings connection. So I think that's what makes people really bond with you and kind of identify with your story a little more.
And I mean, it's
Yes.
actually such a topical thing right now with Roe v. Wade and all of that. You had an unexpected pregnancy. If
Yep.
I mean, you could talk to it a little bit of just that experience for you and going through that.
Yeah, this is actually because you had mentioned before, when do you know what to post? When do you not know? So I actually considered getting an abortion when I found out I was pregnant. I'm like, I just started dating this guy. Like, I don't want a kid. Like, I want to do things that don't involve being a mom right now. I haven't like lived yet, in my opinion. And then I decided to keep her, obviously. And it was still extremely difficult. And it was my choice. And I own my decision. But I feel like that choice made me feel empowered, made me feel closer with her. It's just such a sensitive subject because I have a child. And people that are unkind on the internet just bring her into it. And so I do try to stay away from that, because anything that involves her
should be off limits.
It's off limits. And right when that kind of gets crossed, I try to stay away out of respect for.
Right.
Do you have any advice for single moms that might be listening right now? Just like any tips that you might not think about?
How to cope.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah. I think something that really helped, I really didn't want to feel the pain. It was really heartbreaking. It was like, I felt like I had this perfect life and this blueprint in my life was set, and then it was shattered. And it was hard for me to process that. So I didn't really process it. And I think that delayed my healing process. And it sounds counterintuitive, but to really feel the pain would be my advice, and deal with it. Like, rip it off like a Band-Aid, because you just got to get it over with, because it's going to be there and it's not going away. So just get it over with, and the healing will come faster, and the right people will come in your life faster. And then also the hard days, they're so difficult and lonely, and you're going to cry and it's going to be sad, but you're just that much closer to the best days that you're going to have. So just keeping the perspective front and center to not get discouraged, because it's a big roller coaster.
Like in your case, I mean, people who have issues after a pregnancy also need to seek some professional help too, because, just saying that you're going to get over it isn't necessarily true. So I think every case is different. Kat got over it in her own very quickly. There's some women who don't and have really mental issues with it. And we would suggest
sometimes you need medication.
Yeah, exactly. So there are lots of issues in this.
Oh, wait, are you guys talking about the divorce or
postpartum depression?
Yeah, no, sorry. I thought you were talking about just being a single mom.
Oh,
yeah, no, for postpartum, I got all the professional help.
Okay.
I got medication.
Yeah,
I was literally very open, like online. This is what I take. This is when I take it. This is my dose. This is how long. This is Oh yeah, for that. Yeah, but I was just giving tips on just being a single mom.
That was my question, but
yeah, right. Single mom, whatever, what, today it's so common, but it is lonely, and you're right. And you have to just pull the Band-Aid off and get on with your life. But I didn't want our audience to get it mixed up.
Yeah.
Because they could get mixed up.
Yeah. And Kat is like such a positive person, or I could see just from talking to you for a few minutes and also just on TikTok. And I'm sure that's like, a struggle when you're not feeling yourself as much, and people go through that all the time. So I'm glad you're in a great place now. And so our podcast is, we talk about dating, the two of us, the generational aspect. I'm curious if you kind of shared those things with your mom as well, of like dating tips and how involved she gets when it comes to romance.
My mom's so involved. Like, to the point
boy. You're the same age as Kimberly.
Yeah.
So you're in the same dating pool.
Right. And it's such a different, I don't know, dating is so scary. Like, I feel like forming a connection is such a beautiful, rare thing. And it's also like having a kid just adds a whole other factor to it. But yeah, my mom is always, when my mom disapproves, like, I know, she makes sure I know.
What does she say?
It's what she doesn't say. It's more that she'll do the silent, she won't laugh when she meets a new guy, and she'll be like, Like she'll just be so disapproving. I'm like, all right, well, got it.
That one's
We're
gone.
leaving, and
Yeah,
I'm not
moving
bringing him
on.
back ever. I'm so sorry.
You've had a few of
Um,
those.
Yes.
For sure.
We all
So
have.
you
haven't
make it
we?
known.
Well, but I make it known. Your mom was a little more casual about
Yeah,
it.
maybe.
Oh,
not.
in private, she'll
Yeah.
definitely let me
Right.
know. Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
There's no point in not
I-
telling because it's ridiculous. If you have a gut feeling, if your mom or your grandmother has a feeling that this guy is not right, you got to say it. And we could be wrong sometimes, but most of the time we're right. I mean,
Yeah. And I'm dating right now, and it's weird keeping like relationships online because then it's,
yeah.
you know, what if it ends? Oh, like she can't keep a man, or what if it stays? Oh, she's just with the next man she got with, or what if, you know, there's so many outside opinions that it does kind of blur the lines a little bit with what's my opinion? Like, what do I feel? So I think I have kind of been pulling back in that regard with that part of my love life, just to be
You
able
don't
to
have to
process
share
it.
everything.
Mhm.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's like they definitely feel entitled to know these
Exactly.
personal things. Like that's this whole, I say this all the time. It's like, I made you. Like they are the following. Like you need to tell us. Like I did a story like today actually about my mom had a surgery. It was a health thing. She's perfectly fine. And I posted a follow-up saying like, hey guys, we're just keeping it private, but I just want you to know she's A-okay, everything's good. And a lot of people were upset, like, well, why would you tell us she even had the surgery? I'm like, well, it's because it's part of my life. That's what I've been dealing with. And then like, well, then you have to tell us what it is. I'm like, no, I don't. I don't have to say anything, especially when it's not about me, you know, so
Yeah, exactly.
it's balancing that.
It's a fine line because also like you want to share if you think like, oh, this might help people, or like I might feel closer to them or they might feel closer to me in some instances, but like only
Right.
you can decide what like that line is. So I
Right.
totally
Yeah.
understand. Yeah. I want to end the episode with a game we play with all of our guests. It's called Grandma Gail's Old Fashioned Dating Quiz. So basically we go through a few hypothetical scenarios and we will deem whether you're more traditional when it comes to love or more modern.
Okay, hit me. Let's go.
Okay. So the first one is, would you rather receive a call or a text from the person you're dating if it's just to say hi?
You can't fail. You can't fail whichever way you go.
But are we at the beginning of the dating scene? Like we just started
Beginning.
dating?
Yes.
Beginning.
Okay, just call me then.
Okay. Would you sleep with someone on the first date?
No.
Dating apps or setups?
Well, maybe I would sleep with someone on the first date.
Going back.
I mean, I never have. I've never really been given the opportunity. Like I've never been attracted to someone
Wanted
the
to go
first
to sleep
time
right away.
that I'd be like, take
All
me
right, so
home.
say
I don't
no.
care.
Stick in my camp.
No, I wouldn't. Sorry, what was the next question?
No worries. Dating apps or rather be set up?
Set up.
Move in together before getting engaged or wait until you have the ring?
Ring.
Oh, she's
Oh my goodness,
completely
I'm getting
traditional.
shocked.
I
Okay.
love it.
Who should pay for the date? Should you split or should it be like the guy or?
I don't want to pay for anything. I will offer. I can buy great gifts. I'll tip. But like, yeah, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't even bring my wallet to dinner. I just
That's funny.
That's a good answer. I like
I
that.
know. I want to use that joke, but I won't. I'll credit you.
He'll be
Five
like, could
out
you
of
pay for the meal? And I'd be like, no, sorry, I don't have my wallet.
like Apple Pay, Venmo. 5 out of 5 traditional. I don't think we've ever had that.
No, except for me.
Yeah.
So
Grandma,
that's
we
great.
have so much in common.
I love it because she's telling the truth. She's very
Yeah, I
smart.
think I wish I was like, yeah, I'd sleep with someone on the first
Right.
date, like
Yeah.
spunky, but I would literally be over at their house, be like, I changed my mind. Can you take me home?
Which is also
nervous.
okay. Which is also totally fine.
Yeah. So old fashioned, I guess.
Kat, thank you so much for joining us. We had so much fun. Tell our listeners how they can follow you and anything else you want them to know.
I am all platforms on except Twitter. I haven't learned Twitter yet, or Snapchat. I don't even know how to use that. Kat Stickler. That's the name TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and that's where you can find me.
Awesome.
And
Thank you
anything
so
else
much.
you need to know. It's a loaded question. Just come on over and I guess you'll find out.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Hope you guys liked the episode with Kat. She was very sweet and
very revealing because with popularity and with success, she's had some heartache. So it's not always easy out there, even for a gorgeous 27-year-old.
Okay, that was a great episode. We will see you next week, and if you don't already follow us on TikTok and Instagram, our handle is Excuse My Grandma. DM us, tell us what you want us to post, what you want us to record, and we will see you next week.